In this lesson, you will learn how to make eggs Benedict. At the end of this lesson, you will have learned how to cook using the poaching method, as well as how to create an emulsion sauce. By definition, poaching is cooking, whether it's eggs, fish, fruits, etc., in a hot liquid that is kept just below the boiling point. In the Eggs Benedict recipe, you will be cooking eggs using the poaching method. You're probably wondering what an emulsion is. Well, it is a combination of two liquids that never truly mix together. The best example out there is fat and water. In this recipe, you will learn how to make a hollandaise sauce, which is an emulsion that combines egg yolks and clarified butter. Before we get started, here's what you'll need. You'll need 1.5 quart sauce pot, a whisk, 1 slotted spoon, a stainless steel mixing bowl, preferably 3 to 4 quart size, and a pot holder. For the Eggs Benedict, you will need 1 English muffin split in half, 2 slices of Canadian bacon, 2 eggs, and 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. For the hollandaise sauce, you'll need 2 eggs. Separate the yolks from the whites and only keep the yolks. Half a cup of clarified butter, 1 to 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, white wine vinegar, or tarragon vinegar. Basically, you just need some type of acid, so one of those 3 are completely fine. And salt and ground white pepper to taste. Here are some cooking tips. Use fresh, cold eggs because it helps to keep the egg whites together when you are poaching them. Adding vinegar to your simmering water also helps your egg whites hold together while poaching. After melting your clarified butter, ensure that it stays warm, but not too hot. Hot clarified butter can cause your egg yolks to scramble. For your mise en place, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of white vinegar to half a sauce pot of water. Bring water to a boil. Warm your clarified butter and preheat oven to 350 degrees. Place your split muffins with the Canadian bacon on each side inside an oven that was already preheated to 350 degrees. You are going to cook these for roughly 3 to 5 minutes until the muffin gets golden brown and the Canadian bacon fully cooks through. Well, technically reheated because these are already cooked. Now I'm going to create what is called a double boiler. Basically, I grab 1 pot with a small amount of water to a boil so that I can get the steam, and then you place a bowl on top of it. Since we're doing hollandaise sauce right now, your bowl should already have the egg yolks in it. So you begin to whisk, and you're going to continue whisking. It's a whole process of whisking, nothing but whisking. So you can actually have a metal bowl or a glass bowl. Either one will do just fine, but just make sure that you have a pot holder or some type of towel handy because they do tend to conduct heat and it will get hot, a little bit too hot for you to actually hold with your own hand. So I'm just continually stirring, and if you saw me lift it off of the double boiler, it's so that the eggs don't scramble. But I still want the heat. It was just a little bit too much heat at that particular time. And you're going to whisk because you want your yolks to get thick. And I'm adding a little bit of vinegar just for flavor. And of course going back to whisking. Once your yolks thicken, basically when you lift it up and it leaves a trail behind it, that's how thick it is, you're going to slowly start to stream your clarified butter in. Slow and steady. You don't want to add too much butter at one time because the egg yolks won't be able to emulsify it. So it won't thicken, it'll just end up breaking. And when I mean emulsifying, meaning bringing two objects that normally don't mix actually together. And what does that for hollandaise sauce is the lecithin that is found inside the egg yolks. I added a little bit water because it was getting too thick, and made a incorrect judgment because I added too much water, but that's okay because it's a learning experience. That's how you learn from things. So since there is too much water, I'm going to put it back over the double boiler, and I'm going to whisk vigorously, letting it heat back up, and I'm going to add more clarified butter to the mixture, and it will correct itself. You see it started to thicken back up to where we were before I added the water. Now it is to a consistency that is more desirable. And this is what you're looking for when you're making hollandaise sauce. You should be able to actually put a spoon in it and lift it out, and the sauce should actually be able to coat the spoon. Then we season with salt and white pepper. We use white pepper instead of black pepper because black pepper leaves undesirable black specks in your sauce. Now, removing the hollandaise sauce and putting it someplace warm, I am going to start with the poached eggs. Swirling the water vigorously in circles helps keep the egg whites in its place together around the yolk. Also, adding a small amount of vinegar to the water will help do the same thing. So once you initially get your swirl with the slotted spoon, you don't actually have to keep swirling the water around as I am doing. I just like to do it. So you want to poach your eggs usually between 2 to 3 minutes. You just want to the point where the egg whites are cooked, but the egg yolk on the inside is still loose and runny. And you can always test that by using your slotted spoon and taking it out of the water and jiggling it just ever so slightly. So begin swirling the water again because you have 2 eggs that you're poaching instead of just 1.